Good evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. In 1956, the film CID, in that film, Johnny Walker is picturized walking down the streets singing in Mohammad Rafi's voice, "Ae dil hai mushkil jeena yahan, zara hatke, zara bachke, ye hai Bombay meri jaan." It is unlikely they would have known at that time, 60 years ago, that eminently hummable song was a prophecy to come true. A price has been set today for filmmakers to release their movies, a price of money, of talent and of a conscience. Since Karan Johar's video pledging never to work with Pakistani actors wasn't enough, the tag of 5 crore rupees for his Dharma Productions to donate, and I use the word carefully, to the Army Welfare Fund was added to ensure that the film can be released on Diwali without the threat of a boycott or fears of vandalism at the theatres. The deal between the filmmaker and the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena was brokered by no less than the state chief minister Devendra Fadnavis, who also holds the home portfolio and is responsible for law and order in the state. Several senior army officers have declared the idea of such a donation highly problematic, extortion in the name of the country's armed services. What kind of precedent does this set for India's maximum city? Is this just the beginning of the slide into the rabbit hole? Well, to talk about this with me on the show tonight, we have Lieutenant General B.S. Jaswal, who's retired as the former Northern Army commander. We have theatre personality and the ad filmmaker Alec Padamsee from Mumbai. We are being joined by Shaina NC of the BJP and by Shalini Thakre, the spokesperson for the MNS. But I want to come to General Jaswal first, sir. You and many other senior army officers have spoken out about your concerns of really sort of trying to get donations for the Army Welfare Fund in such a manner. What exactly are your concerns?
First of all, as for the sentiments which are expressed, what is right in the sense that he has expressed concern with armed forces. But the means of expressing that is, in my opinion, not right. Army sacrifices cannot be weighed against charity. We don't live on charity. We require honor. And I don't think this kind of arm twisting, a producer to give money to a charitable fund for the army, is in the appropriate form. Now, this is my personal opinion, but I would also at the same time say that there is a serving chief, there is a serving defense minister. It's for them to take a call. But I feel, in my personal opinion, that with this kind of arm twisting, there's a certain amount of politicizing the sacrifice of the armed forces. And we are apolitical, and we definitely do not like any politicizing of the armed forces. What the person has expressed, I appreciate his sentiments, but the means, as per me, are totally wrong.
Okay. All right, so we have Shalini Thakre of the MNS joining us now from Mumbai. Ms. Thakre, you would have heard what General Jaswal has said. The sentiments are fine that have been expressed. Solidarity with the armed forces is a good thing. But this kind of demand that the donations must be made to the armed forces is not something, not just General Jaswal, many senior army officers, retired army officers have spoken out against, that this is not the way to go about getting public support for the armed forces. They have a lot of public support. The army is an apolitical institution, so don't use them for political ends. Ms. Thakre, your response to General Jaswal's comments?
Yes, I just got tuned in. See, we uphold the sacrifices of the army Jawans. We totally want to express our solidarity towards them. This whole discussion that took place was in front of the CM, who is the authority in the state, and it was in tandem with the defense minister. And I think this whole thing was kept so transparent that if this was a proposal put forward to the Producers Guild, and the producers who want to release their film, which are only the 3 films which have the Pakistani artists in them, they are, if they want, they are supposed to give this donation into the Army Welfare Fund to directly into the hands of the Defence Minister. This all took place in front of the Chief Minister. I don't think there is any arm twisting involved here. They were very forthcoming and wanted to do this gesture. And ultimately the issue is that we wanted a ban on Pakistani artists, and this was what we have achieved. The second part is that to show our solidarity towards the armed forces, we have high respect for them. They are very self-respecting. We understand that it was our way of contributing to the Army Welfare Fund.
But Ms. Thackeray, General Jaswal has just said that they do not need the MNS seeking donations on their behalf. We'll come back to General Jaswal, but Alec Padamsee, come in on this, because several questions really being raised. I mean, you know, Bollywood is in a sense capitulating to this kind of bullying. The Chief Minister was meant to uphold law and order. We've discussed this last week. There was no ban on the film, no ban on the actors, no change in the government's visa policy, none of the above. This demand has not come from the centre. This demand has come from the MNS. The Maharashtra Chief Minister seems to have sought it fit to actually preside over a table and get the two sides to negotiate a settlement. Where was the need to negotiate at all?
I quite agree. What was the need for negotiation? It was very clear that the Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister were the people in charge of giving visas to Pakistani actors. If they gave it in good faith. After that, if a certain amount of worry about having Pakistani actors in Bollywood films came up, it was after the event, after the film had been shot. So that's number one. And number two is, I think any political party that has 100 street gundas, you might say, can come and terrorize any filmmaker, because in the end, the filmmaker has to show his film in public, in cinemas. And I remember going back some years, the film called Fire, a very fine film with Shabana Azmi and others, was again threatened. And so was Shah Rukh Khan's films. So if this is the kind of thing, now I would say that it seems to be on the borderline of extortion. And that is not a good thing for the cinema. It's not a good thing for political parties. And I think it's time the political parties realize their place is in Parliament or in the Assembly, and not on the streets of any city, and particularly it seems to happen in our beloved Mumbai.
Okay, I'm going to get responses to both what you have said as well as what Shalini Thackeray has said. But let me first go across to Shaina NC as well. Shaina, because one of the other arguments that are coming up, you might have missed the opening of this debate since you joined us late. General Jaswal has said the army appreciates the sentiments of the public who come out in support of the army, but the army does not want to be brought into politics. It does not want to be a weapon that is being used against filmmakers, that this really in a sense is the army is not seeking charity from anybody. So it wasn't the MNS's place to ask for donations on the army's behalf, and it certainly wasn't the Chief Minister's place to negotiate this kind of a donation whereby the issue seems to have been resolved for the moment. Doesn't it in a sense diminish the Chief Minister's office? He is there as the elected Chief Minister of a state to ensure that the law of the land is upheld. How is this upholding the law of the land?
Maya, I respect General Jaswal's sentiment, and I don't want to sit here and contradict, but I only want to state the facts the way it is. The film in question, the prerogative of the state government was to ensure safety and security. The Producers Guild wanted assurance from certain parties that wanted to resort to violence that they would not do so, and that commitment was made. So the Chief Minister, all in all, moderated this meeting to ensure that all stakeholders, the filmmakers, are allowed to show the film, there would be no violence, and there was no cost attached anywhere. So please, I take deep offense to words like extortionist, dalali, all these kinds of things that have been running. if at all, it was the Producers Guild on their own accord that said that they want to give a goodwill gesture and show a sentiment of solidarity
Shaina,
towards
NC
the
Raj
armed
Thackeray
forces.
came out and told
we had
the
no
press it
role
was
to
a
play.
penalty.
And if let him say what he wants to say, he could say whatever he wants
But
to
he's
say.
the other
We are
end of
not
the
here in any
negotiation.
competition to
He's
try
at the
and
other end
show.
of the negotiation.
We are not here to show. Maya, today thousands and lakhs of Indians are standing in solidarity with the armed forces. They want to contribute in small numbers, big numbers,
Let
in
them.
whichever way they deem fit
Yeah.
to lives that have been lost.
Nobody is questioning.
It is not about
Shaina,
a quid
Shaina,
pro
one
quo.
moment.
It is not about extortion. it is
Shaina,
not
one
about
moment.
a
Shaina,
sentiment
let's
which
not
is out of
subvert. Let's
context.
not subvert the facts. Nobody is questioning public sentiment for the armed forces. Nobody is questioning that the Armed Forces Welfare Fund welcomes donations from the public, or people may want to or not want to contribute, as the case may be. That is not the issue at hand. The Armed Forces Welfare Fund and its legitimacy is not the issue. The issue is of Raj Thackeray coming out and saying this is a penalty that Karan Johar and Dharma Productions is paying. The Armed Forces is saying whatever the law and order situation is in Mumbai based for this film, do not bring the
Maya,
armed
you
forces
need
into
to ask
it.
that question.
I
You
will.
need
I
to
will.
ask that
We
question
are
to their
asking.
party if
We
that's
are
the way
asking
they're
the
positioning
MNS.
it.
We are
Our
asking
role of our chief minister
Shaina,
and of our home minister, even Mr. Rajnath
We
Singh,
are
is to
asking the
ensure that
MNS.
this film
We are
is
asking the
not
MNS.
a soft target, and there is rule of law, and people are allowed to watch it if they want
So
to, and
we
not
are,
if they don't
yes,
want to.
absolutely.
That is the extent
Maya,
of it.
Absolutely. There is a question to the MNS, but the BJP, the fact that the Chief Minister presided over this meeting should also say that the Chief Minister wasn't able to say that no, you can't be making such kinds of demands. How has the MNS got away with these
Who's
demands?
made the demand? It came. Nobody's made a demand. It came of the own free will of the Producers Guild.
All right,
So
then in
please,
that
let's
case,
get our
Shalini
facts in
Thackeray,
place. There are
Shalini
people who would
all
want
right,
to take
okay,
advantage of
okay.
it and say that they are the ones who
Shaina,
maneuvered
all
it.
right.
It could be
Shalini
their own
Thackeray, if this
positioning and
came of the
ideology.
producer's own free will, how is it that the MNS is selling this as a penalty for Dharma Productions to go ahead with this film, in spite of the fact that Karan Johar has come out and pledged that he will not be using Pakistani actors? What do you mean by this language? Why penalty? There's nothing. He's not broken the law.
Maya, extortion is a different word. When you have a legal fund being given into a centralized fund set up by the government, you cannot call it extortion. Firstly,
Well, who's
secondly,
asking for the money
here
to be
the
put
bigger
there?
issue. One sec, Maya. Now let me talk. When it is here, it is said that the whole bigger issue is Pakistani artists have to be banned. That was the issue that was sorted out. It's a permanent ban.
Yes, but
After
the central
that,
government
it
has not
is
banned
a
them, Shalini
proposal.
Thackeray.
It is a
Shalini Thackeray, there is no
a
ban.
ban by the Producers Guild. It is a Producers Guild who the producers who are the ones who are going to decide
All right,
in
okay.
the film industry.
Let me bring
They
General
are
Jaswal
banning the
back into this.
Pakistani
Let me
artists.
bring General
now,
ladies,
here
let me-
when you are talking about the fund,
I'm going to bring General Jaswal
When you are
back in to talk
talking
about
about
the
the
fund.
fund, it's a
General
proposal.
Jaswal, if I may ask you, they are talking about the Army Welfare Fund. Our question is not about the legitimacy of the fund. It is about the way donations are being sought. Can you please respond to the MNS as well as what China NC of the BJP is saying?
What Shaina is saying, well, I respect what you're saying. Extortion is the word. But now 3-4 points. One, we do have a fund called the Army Welfare Fund for Battle Casualties, and we welcome if any fund is given voluntarily. Now, this kind of fund, which is, what I hear, is a negotiated fund which is being now forwarded to the Army Welfare. Now, that kind of fund, we are slightly chary of it. We do not want to get, a fund of that nature wherein the fund has been negotiated. We welcome fund from anyone and everyone. And let me also tell you, I have my sympathies, if in case that's the right word, for Karan Johar. He spent thousands, I don't know how many crores he spent on this movie. And the incident did happen, and I, for one, would like to associate myself with Pakistan who kills my soldiers. But that's a different sentiment. But this negotiated money, it was a negotiated money that this much amount be given.
Yeah.
If in case it was that, well, the film producers can consider